obviously, but actually have some deliciousness going on. So if you guys are wondering what kind of rice I use this medium grain Seca rice, at least for now. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Let me change my chat filter settings to all messages. Okay, perfect. Now, we are making some rice. However, I have something special today. Where is it at? Oh, right here. We found some West Coast prime meats for dinner tonight. And surprisingly enough, this was $5.39, guys. Can you believe that? $5.39 for ground lamb from New Zealand. You guys, this is going to be fucking delicious. Okay, so I have my cast iron going. I have my rice going. Although I gotta wash this top real quick. Other than that, I wanted to give you guys an update. So I've been thinking how best to put out the pilot episode for the Philosopher's Inferno. I've been sitting on these sauces for about a year-ish because I had the idea generally for how I wanted the Luxury Meat Warriors to go about with the production of the Philosopher's Inferno. Then again, at the same time, I kind of came to a very important conclusion, and I was in the process of trying to figure out what would be the best possible option. Would it be to use little meat or steak bites for the show, or to use something like ground beef? Now, I don't want to keep myself stuck to a certain paradigm. So, my general notion was that I would go ahead and use different meats. So, on one episode, I might be doing an episode with ribeye, right? In another episode, I might be doing with ground lamb. So each of the different things that are placed out are going to be different. The hot sauces are going to be different. And essentially, if all of the different sauces are going to be different, except for maybe one that I consistently produce, then I'm actually looking at something rather interesting. Especially if I figure that the contestants themselves are going to be different too. So when it comes to Philosopher's Inferno, my idea or my thought behind it is that I go ahead and just throw out different meats. So on one episode, I might be using ribeye. On another one, I might be doing like a dry aged brisket or dry aged brisket pieces. In another episode, I might be doing something else. And it's because I want to provide some type of variety to the contestants, but I also want to add variety to the Philosopher's Inferno as well. So that is what I have planned for not just the Philosopher's Inferno, but just how to move forward from that point. So hello there, Vidal8341. How are you doing today? And also, just so you guys know, the Philosopher's Inferno is going to be fairly soon. I already have the sauces, and I'm just coming up with the final portions of whatever it is that I want to do. And that was actually one of the things that was holding me back, was the idea of what meat am I going to use for the Philosopher's Inferno? And right now, I just came up with the idea that I'm going to use various different meats. I don't want to be subjected to just one type of meat. I want to be able to cycle through all sorts of different ones. So like ribeyes, tri-tips, and various different other cuts. which I will go ahead and turn into little patties. And as they get turned into little patties, those patties will be what begins the idea for whatever that next episode is. Now, one thing that I do want to do is I want to go ahead and I totally forgot to grab myself some bags. So I think for this, I'm just gonna have to keep it like this, and hopefully it doesn't open on me while it's in the fridge. Hold on, guys. Fruit fly. Interesting. All right, I haven't had fruits in here for a little while, but whatever. It must be around here because of something else. Quite possibly garlic, which I have right there, but there's nothing, wrong with that garlic. So there's that. Anyways, like I was saying, when it comes to the Philosopher's Inferno, I want to go ahead and provide different meats and also provide different contestants and also the different hot sauces that are going to be used. Now, I do plan to get hot sauces from different places, like Hot Ones and all of that, because I want to keep doing what I do, but I also want to shout them out as well. And so they're the ones that actually gave me the idea for the Philosopher's Inferno while I was watching their shows. And it's a very interesting kind of theme that with the Philosopher's Inferno, that's like my own adaptation to I wouldn't say adaptation to Hot Ones, but it's kind of more of the adaptation to the Luxury Meat Warriors and what I plan to do moving forward. And of course, I love hot sauces. Just to show you guys, I have this Sambal Oelek that I still have in my fridge. Hopefully it's still good. Maybe I might try it tomorrow with something. However, I do have the other hot sauces and everything that are already there. They just have to be used. So that's essentially what I'm going to be using to start off. And I feel like as far as the first episode, that's probably just going to be me. Unless I can find somebody else to go ahead and be on the show as well. I also have the idea that when it comes to the show itself, I do want to include other people that have access to the computer or to their phone and can actually do the Philosopher's Inferno challenge as well. I figure maybe after the first 100 people, once I get to, let's say, the last 6, right? So let's say 94 people from there on would actually have the ability to join the Philosopher's Inferno when it airs, but to be able to go live from their computer or from their laptop, their whatever it is that they be using for watching the show. The show will be on YouTube. I will be going live for it, not just on YouTube, but I will be going live for it also on TikTok as well. So how you guys are looking at me right now. And Vidal, I'm actually really good. Sorry about that late reply. Yeah, so those are my plans for that. And I figure that when it comes to that, that's going to do its own thing. You know, it's going to be running how it needs to run. And I won't have to worry too much about that. But yeah, let me know if there's anything that you guys would like in terms of like to see, you know, specific hot sauces, from where specifically. That way I can go ahead and look into it, order it, maybe do like a sponsorship with them or something, or a collaboration. Because, you know, yeah, sure, it would be nice to get sponsored, but I'd rather have collaborations. See, I'm not trying to find ways to freeload. I'm trying to find ways to make us all abundant. And if that requires me finding ways to help other people become self-sovereign, well then so be it. And if self-sovereignty includes making money from your own creative projects, well then so be it, right? I mean, what is this if not a creative project where I turn pain into, well, a brand, I should say. And it wasn't just, you know, pain of everyday life. It was the systemic pain that I noticed. And it's that systemic pain that we all feel. So I want to help us all escape that. And Chelsea, hello there. Yeah, and so when it comes to the Luxury Meat Warriors, my aim is to help people become self-sovereign, to become skillful, to become accountable, to become authentic, and to understand who they are. And if they're able to do all of that, well, then what ends up happening is that person becomes a much more influential person. It's not just about the influence, though. It's about that relationship that you build with yourself. And so that's what I want to help people do, is I want to help them to build that relationship with themselves so that nothing knocks them off their center. And the best way that I found that to be done, food. Food is probably the most unifying factor of everything. Food and music. Those are the two most unifying factors when it comes to anything in life. And those are actually what set the boundaries for relationships too. You can't claim to be a king or a queen and then claim that you're a victim too, you know? Because kings and queens, they don't sit there and victimize themselves. They take action and they move things around to make sure that life is good for them. Hey there, Carl. How are you doing? Hello there, Carol Connolly. Hello there, Annie. Hello there, Beth Martin. Hello, Katrina Baumgar. Barbara, how are you guys doing today? Okay, so then I got that. Did I put cumin? Even if I did, I love the taste of cumin. And the taste of cumin mixing in with the ground lamb, it's gonna be fantastic. I already know it. I already know it. And then a little bit of Saigon cinnamon. And that's for building a good crust. Let's see. Yeah, I don't need the butter for that. That's for sure. It's already got plenty of fat in there. This was 85-15 ground lamb. And as far as I can tell, seems fantastic. Tomorrow, I have this tri-tip here. Well, tri-tip tail, I should say. It's about a hand big. And what I'm planning on doing is chopping these up into like little steaks. Just going across like this. and making some eggs. So it'll be tri-tip with eggs, steak and eggs, basically. And who knows? Maybe tonight I might make a bread. Maybe tomorrow morning. I'm still trying to figure out how I want to do that. Yeah, I ran out of napkins too, and I totally forgot to bring some more. So I have to use toilet paper. But the struggle, right? The struggle is real. Anyways, I will have the ability to get some later on today when I go to the gym. For those of you who are gym goers, let me know what you do, all right? Because I'm trying to build up several different things. The back, I got rows. The pull downs from the top, sitting, both long and both inside and outside, and I use that to build up my back. So I don't know if you guys can see it, but that muscle back there, fantastic, huh? Anyways, I was bringing that up because that's another thing that I do, and I was thinking about doing some recordings and stuff like that at the gym, but I don't know, that just isn't me. I mean, going to the gym, yeah, that's me, but when it comes to like recording and all of that, yeah, I'd rather have somebody follow me around with the camera at the gym, and maybe even working out with me as well, rather than me doing anything with like setting up a camera and recording and doing all of that stuff. That right there, it isn't me. Honestly, even just recording like this isn't really me per se. My idea, actually, if you guys want to know, was that I wanted to go ahead and set up a camera up in that corner. Because if I come over here to this corner real quick, I want to show you guys what's visible. So there's the kitchen. There's my workspace, right? Kitchen, workspace. If I was to have the camera up here, I could do my readings and things like that. You guys would be able to see my wall and everything. And then over here, you guys would be seeing everything that I would be doing with cooking. So whether it has to do with Luxury Meat Warriors or whether it has to do with Divination Nation, wouldn't really matter because you guys would be able to see it from all of those corners. Uh-oh. Okay, there we go. So my general idea is I would look into that. I would look to see what I would need in order to set up the camera there. And then from there, I would have the ability to better, I guess, figure out how I want to do things. And those walls specifically, well, the one that's behind me is going to have a quilt made by my stepmom. And it's going to have my Iraq rug in the middle. Now, I'm not exactly sure how that's going to be done. But she did tell me to go ahead and send her a picture. Ooh, excuse me. And I've been lagging in it. So I think what I'll have to do is go ahead and send that picture here soon. And then wait for her to give me an answer as to, how that could be possible. So, for now, that's kind of like on the back burner. What is towards the forefront, aside from doing things that I need to do for my insurance case and having the money to be able to set up a lot more things with Luxury Meat Warriors and Divination Nation, like holding events and stuff like that, that's one of the things that's going to be done. Another thing that's going to be done, and this is the main reason of why I haven't been doing readings for you guys, is It's basically setting up everything for the business, the business accounts. You know, with Bank of America, getting a business credit card or business loan. And even if I don't, that's fine. You know, once I have my products out and stuff like that, which will just take it a little bit longer for it to happen, I'll have the ability to make money from that. Now, I do want to get to doing readings, but for now, I kind of feel like the only readings that I would be able to do are personal readings. So if anybody's interested in a personal reading, I have time slots open. I'm not exactly sure as far as like the time slots go, but if you set up a meeting with me, I'll make sure to go ahead and get your reading done by then. Because there's a lot of different things going on, but I will make time for you guys. Now, I do have the website that I gotta build. That's another thing. And so before I can even like, you know, I guess you could say, put out things from the business aspect, I first have to make sure that that website is up. For now, I don't know. I guess for now, I'll just set prices generally at like $10 a read. I don't know. I'm not really like too worried about it. You know, like I don't know. It's just it's not a worry to me. The business is going up. Things will be sold, and readings will be done. It's just I'm not too worried about how that gets done and how fast that gets done. But I do know that when readings do come in for me to do, that I'll have the time open for them. So there's that. Now, for those of you guys who are wanting readings, just let me know. You can send me a private message. You can go ahead and mention it here in the comments. You know, things like that. Let me see. Okay, just making sure for the comments. Alrighty, so we're almost done with the ground lamb, but the rice is taking forever, guys. Maybe I should turn it up a little bit, and that'll help it cook faster. But tonight we're gonna have some ground lamb and some rice. Fairly certain that Papa is gonna love this, because right now I'm also going to do a golden balsamic vinegar reduction. And that's going to be kind of like a sauce for the rice. That smells so good. It's got that earthy type of taste to it. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn that down so that can just kind of cook. And this rice needs to hurry up, guys. But I'm just gonna go ahead and start mixing it so that the rice doesn't stick to the bottom, but also so that the air can bubble out. Although, if anything, I should probably keep some of this. Maybe? I don't know. If I keep it like this, I'm fairly certain that the meat's going to pick up some of those juices. But the meat's already going to pick up the juices from the reduction sauce, so Yeah, I'm just gonna keep stirring this, and as it continues, it's gonna lose all of that water, and it'll be ready for that reduction sauce. Now the reduction sauce is gonna be simple. I'm gonna go ahead and use some golden balsamic vinegar, a little bit of cinnamon powder, a little bit of cumin, and a little bit of ginger. And then for my side, I'm gonna add in some garlic powder, some onion powder, and some of this salt-free original seasoning. And then from there, we're gonna go ahead and make the reduction sauce from that. Mm-hmm. That is much more better. All right, so we're almost done here. The rice is going to be done here in a second. So I should just go ahead and turn this off now. Then I'm gonna go ahead and season it a little bit more with some black pepper. A little bit of coriander. And then that's it. Yeah. Let me go ahead and mix this real quick. And then me and Papa can get to eat. And then I am going to be going to the gym here shortly. I just wanted to go ahead and make sure that Papa ate. And at the same time, I want to wait for this wind to die down. But it's probably not even going to die down till 10. So let's see, what time is it? 7:58. That's about 2 hours from now. I can go ahead and start organizing stuff that I need to, like the Remedial Police comics and the Pigeon Steve arc, the Pipe Goblin arc, and a lot of other things. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and drop our ground lamb into the rice. And half pound for me and Papa should be good enough. This might actually last us until tomorrow too, if that's the case. And it does turn out to be a little bit more than what I expect. All right, so now we go ahead and start our deglaze. Some cinnamon, as stated. Black pepper. Some ginger. And some salt. Oh, you know what? That's right, I was gonna add some of that, huh? All right, so here comes our no salt seasoning. This has onions and all of that stuff in it, so I don't have to worry too much about that at this point. So now, we're gonna go ahead and let that do its thing. And we're gonna go ahead and hello, everyone. We're gonna go ahead and mix our meat and our rice. You know, actually, for half a pound, this literally was perfect. As you guys can see, the meat is generally well mixed with the rice. All right. I wish I had some cheese for this, but that's fine. We have this reduction sauce that we're making, and it's going to be fantastic with it. As you can see. It's time to plate this up and eat. See, I kind of wished I had some bread ready, but yeah, I kind of fumbled with that. Oh well. Oh. All right, now I gotta go ahead and grab Baba's plate. Remove this old rice. Clean it up a little bit. Go ahead and clean this up real quick. Okay. So Papa's bowl, nice and clean. Alrighty, so we are now just about ready to eat. We throw in a little bit more balsamic vinegar just to give it some substance. Okay, so now I give Papa his food. Yes, sir, Mr. Pups. Yeah. And there's Papa's food. And now, actually, what I should do is I should use this for the reduction sauce. All right, so now, bringing my plate over. All right, so you guys can see from And then that's it. Now we're ready to eat. So go ahead and put this here, put this here, put this here, grab this here. I'm gonna use a spoon for this one. So let me go ahead and put this over here, and then I'll bring all of you guys here after. All right, here we go. Let's go, you guys. Come join me over here at my workspace. Oh. All right. So now we're ready to eat. Is it good, Papa? Yeah? The look on his face. It's lamb, Papa. You ever had lamb before? No? Okay, enjoy. Yeah? Yep. All right, so let's try it with this reduction sauce. Cheers. Oh, that's hot, first of all. Second of all, that was a very strong vinegar hit. So let's see. Okay. The reduction sauce has kind of like this tart, kind of, I don't know, I want to say it's a lemony taste. But see, even lemony taste doesn't really do it justice in terms of like how to describe it. I think that might be onion from the no salt seasoning. But I'm gonna go ahead and mix it around, and I'm gonna try it without it, and let you guys know what I taste. More of an earthy type of flavor to it. Oh, Papa's over there going to town on that. Good boy. I feel like that lemony type flavor is just the tartness from the vinegar. That's what I'm getting from it. So, as I was mentioning, guys, I want to put a quilt probably right here. And what I want to do is I want to do an astrology quilt. And that astrology quilt will be one that'll show the different signs. If anything, I want to see if maybe I can have like magnetics placed on it. and that way I could like planets and stuff like that. But I don't know. We'll see. I'll figure out how to do that type of stuff. I want to avoid Velcros because I kind of feel like Velcros will kind of mess things up. So yeah, I want to do something magnetic, and I feel like the magnets would actually be a better type of deal than using that. Now there was the idea that if I do have a quilt, I'll probably have it placed long ways, and then down here I can have a spinner for the Philosopher's Inferno, or a spinner right here for the Philosopher's Inferno, and then right here an astrology chart where I can just like, there's a planet like say Mars or whatever, then I'll just be like, and it'll stick. So kind of thinking something like that. Like I said though, the whole purpose of organizing things and getting things in order, not just with the shows, not just with the business, not just with my own environment, I guess you could say, but just overall, it's gonna help me get all of this stuff out faster. So today, a couple days ago, I found out that Valerie has tubeless tires. So if that's the case, then I don't need a tube, which means that I returned it, got the money back, and I got this ground lamb. And the organization factor is such an important aspect because before I can push forward with Skipcart, GoPuff, and various different delivery apps, I first have to get myself organized, or else all of that is just going to add extra stress. So in the meantime, as much as I have been like procrastinating on it, I need to get myself on organizing all sorts of different stuff. And I think the reason why I've reached this point is because I've been putting it off. So I don't know, maybe you guys might have some of the same feelings where you don't feel like doing something, it's important, but at the same time, you're just like, well, screw it, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Easiest way to break out of that is to actually do it. As much as you don't want to, doing it is going to clear up so much in your mind. This is fantastic. You guys hear him? He's going crazy. I'm guessing that he's loving this too. I actually do have enough to give him some more if he wants as well. Or maybe me and him might share it later today. I didn't even know that he would like it that much. That's crazy. But me too. You know what? I'm digging this right now. This is fantastic. That reduction sauce, on point. By far, on point. It added that I don't know. It added that tartness to cut right through all of that lamb fat. Because the lamb fat, good, perfect, nice and thick, like creamy flavor texture to it. But that reduction just balances that all up. Because the rice itself too is nice and mellow, but that tartness just gives some boom to it. I mean, it could be the ginger and all of that as well, but I have to attribute this taste, this flavor, to the vinegar itself. Mm. Oh, this is so good. But I'm already getting full. Oh yeah. So one of the things that I'm gonna do here, once I finish, is start printing stuff up, start putting them into their designated folders, and getting all that stuff ready. And then I'm gonna sit down and organize my music, because I have a bunch of music, both lyrics, instrumentals, and lyrics that have instrumentals to them. And I'm trying to figure out like how best to get that going. And the best way that I figured out is first I just have to get myself to organizing things. Once I do that, I'll start to organize my music as well. So there's one, I call it Cast Iron Confessions #1. And oh, I'm actually sweating a little bit. The way that the song starts off, and it's actually to a Saw Rock beat, but I'll be making my own. It said, grab the Ziploc bags, the heat was strong, but still I ride it. Frozen brisket sitting up on the counter, bacon beside it. Both thawing for awesomeness about to be exposed. Brisket of this magnitude, sure, this is what Max had chose. Freeze it up until the day that it was meant to come out of the freezer. At the teaser, we know it will surely slay. Hunger, appetites, and egos are displayed. Narcissists and all other similar agents are dismayed. Frozen cuts rise, I orchestrate the thaw. Brisket on deck, bacon beside it, the law of awe. Heat in the hands, patience in the bite. Every slice a lesson, every sear ignites. And narcissists watch as jaws hit the floor. They hunger for glory, but know they can't match the score. So, sorry, I was laughing at Papa because yeah, he's all rolling around on the carpet right now. I can tell he's fulfilled right now. And so I do have to create a. Excuse me. I do have to create a beat for it, but I have the idea of what that beat will be and how I'll do that beat. So I just have to get to it. But organization, guys. That's like my biggest thing right now is I need organization, and so that's exactly what I'm going to be going for. Now, since I am done, and I'm still waiting for this wind to die down, I'm gonna get to doing this printing and organization and all of that, and then if the wind allows, I'll take this guy for a little walk. And then from there, I'll go ahead and do the gym from then on. The only thing I don't like is the fact that it's windy right now. So there's going to be a lot of dust blowing, and I kind of don't feel like it. But there might be another bus coming soon. So I'm going to have to make sure that I check that schedule just to see what time that passes by. Other than that, yeah, I feel like everything's concluded from here. And I'll keep you guys updated to a lot of the different stuff that's going on. And I will also keep you guys updated as to when I do that Philosopher's Inferno pilot, because I want to go live. And yeah, that's going to be crazy. So as you can see, I have a couple of hot sauces. This one, given to me by an ex. Yes, we're still friends. And we associate every now and again, but it's not like it used to be before. And now, I also have this one too. And as you can see, some dust has built up on top of it. But it's got that ghost pepper that I like. And it's also got the habanero garlic in there. And it's also got the habanero pepper in there. So those are going to actually be some pretty fun ones to try when the time comes. And Yeah, those are actually going to be the first lineups. I still do want to do that show, or at least an episode with her specifically, because I feel like something like that would actually be pretty fun. But at the same time, I almost feel like because she gifted me the heart shaped one for Valentine's Day, that I need to put it to use. You know, I need to go ahead and get those sauces and get them onto the show right away. Whether that's episode one, two, three, doesn't really matter. They just need to be used. Okay. Um. Yeah. Oh, just to give you guys an idea. So things like these. This is Hellenistic astrology dealing with the placements, the house placements of the most positive and negative planets. So as you can see, um, if you go ahead and I can't read backwards, but it says right here that the house of the most positive planet will tend to be of good fortune and ease in the life of the native being whoever it is that's looking at their chart. Now, Jupiter by day or Venus by night. So if your chart is above the ascendant descendant line, which usually will be the case if you are, well, mine is 14, 17, anywhere between, I think, 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., if I'm not mistaken, is kind of the cutoff point, and that would be your day. And if you're born after 5 p.m., then your chart would be a night chart, and Venus would be your ruling planet in terms of fortune and good information. I mean, good energies, right? Now, also, the house of the most negative planet will tend to be of difficulty, hardship, and sometimes misfortune. And that would be Saturn by night or Mars by day. Me, I'm a day planet, so Mars is going to be my negative planet. Saturn, it is, but it's going to be a minor negative planet. So for me, I would have to watch out for anything that has to do with Mars, anything that has to do with movement, anything that has to do with um, movement that's not placed upon intuition or driven by intuition would also be negative. Now, these things can be mitigated for better or for worse based on the general conditions, but for the most part, wherever your planet is what it's going to show. So right now, I have Mars in Sagittarius. So when it comes to being out there, doing what I need to do, you know, let's say for instance, making money for the LLC, if it's not related to fun, creativity, creative purpose, and creation in general, and let's say for instance, just for an example, I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to use Valerie to work, right? If I try doing that, chances are, especially with a fifth house perfection year, which is what is going on in my life right now, fifth house Sagittarian perfection year, that Sagittarian energy doesn't want you to be tied down to something. So if you do something that's like, let's say, a gig or uh, a side gig, make sure it's fun and make sure it's creative. For those of you who have fourth house perfection years, make sure that your home, your family, your security, whether that's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, doesn't matter. Make sure you guard that with your life, basically. If you have a third house perfection year, short distance travel, communications, siblings, learning, those are all be various different things that will be going on in your life. Now, if you guys have any other information, like for instance, what planets are in which houses, and you guys let me know. I can actually pass you information, especially when I'm on live. So just feel free to be like, hey, you know what? What is I don't know, Venus in the third mean? And then from there, I'll be like, okay, well, is your chart a day chart? Like, are you above the horizon or is your sun below the horizon? And if that's the case, then I'll be able to tell you, okay, well, Venus, if you're a day planet, is a minor beneficiary. And that means that the beneficial aspects of Venus are going to be less driven by the Venusian energies and much more so by the Jupiterian energies. Now, one or the other doesn't really matter too much. I kind of feel like if, let's say, for instance, you're a Venus ruled beneficiary, there's going to be a lot of different things that have to do with both Taurus and Libra. So, Taurus has to deal with self worth, accountability, because in order for you to make money, you have to make it. And that's the ruler of the second house, by the way. And also deals with stubbornness. That's one thing that Taurans are known for, is their stubbornness. Now, if it's Librian, then it has to do with balance, obviously. But it's not the emotional balance that people think of. It's the energetic balance. Because when it comes to Libra energies is not just about relationships and all of that. It's the energy that exists behind that relationship. You know, the words that are not said. The value that's not felt. You know, those are all Venusian, Tauran type of energies. And that's actually where you get your charisma that actually leads your Leo, is your Venusian house, or wherever your Venus is placed. So for me, Mars being there, since Mars is my hardship planet, being in Sagittarius, if I'm not moving forward on something that is going to push the needle forward for me, whether that's dreams, aspirations, creative function, and creative creation, and it doesn't align with that, it's probably not even going to be in my vicinity. So that's why now you guys have been seeing a lot more cooking. You guys haven't really been seeing tarot, but that's because it's more along the lines of the thought process and the philosophy. And Josie Taula, thank you. Or Taula, Josie Taula, thank you. So if at any time you guys want to know what's going on for this year, last year, and next year, go ahead and pass me your age. If you guys want to understand what profection year you're in and what sign or what the sign that's in that profection year is asking of you, as well as the planets that might be placed there, whether they're in sextile, square, opposition, or even conjunctions, then let me know, because that's actually where a lot of my expertise comes in, is in divination. Been doing it since 2015, mostly. Working with numerology in 2015, astrology in 2017, tarot in 2019. So essentially, I have at least 11 years of experience in divination. So if you guys want to see the full breadth of it, then you guys go ahead and let me know. One more thing. So for instance, mitigations. If you are driven by the Mars energy, and Mars is your greater malefic, as it's called, do be aware of accidents to the head, accidents in movement, so quite possibly to your legs, to your feet, or the objects that you use to move forward. So things like your cars, your motorcycles, your scooters, your skateboards, your whatever you use for transportation. Make sure that you keep an eye on that. Make sure that you're always ensuring that everything is up to date, everything is working good, and everything is checked out. And then also make sure that you pay attention while you're on the roads too, because that is where your accidents are more likely to occur. And it's mostly when you're not paying attention, right? So that's the energy of Aries. You know, you have to pay attention for those messages because they're going to be intuitive messages. They're not going to be like right in front of you or being told to you. You have to catch on to it. So with that, hopefully you guys learned a little bit more, not just about divination, but also about planets, how those planets behave in your chart, and how to mitigate them. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and end this live here for both of you guys, TikTok and YouTube. And I'll be back later. I'm not exactly sure when, but I will be back later to put up another video, maybe do a reading, something like that. I really do need to get to doing some readings for you guys. So I want you guys to hold me to that, all right? And even if you don't, I'll hold myself to it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys take care. I'm going to take a look outside to see if it's still windy. Take a look to see when this next bus goes, if there is another bus. And then get myself out there. So you guys take care. Stay strong. Stay meaty. And above all, stay 10 stakes ahead. I'll see you guys later. Ciao.